I wanted to go to Puttaparthi on 12th actually, 12th. 10th morning, Swami appeared in my dream. It should have been for about 30 to 40 minutes. July 10th. July 15th was Guru Purnima. And 12th I was supposed to go to Puttaparthi for Guru Purnima celebrations along with all our students. And on 10th morning, should be around 3 o'clock, Swami appeared in, because when I woke up it was nearly 4 o'clock, 4ish. And looking at the content of the dream which I have noted down, it should be at least 30-35 minutes. It was more like, direct talking rather than dream. So he told me a lot of personal things which I have not generally not disclosed. But one thing very important he told me was about Guru Purnima here. See, this building Swami built, he came here, did Bhumi Puja, that was the last visit of Swami, on 14th of February 2009. He did the Bhumi Puja. You would have seen the photograph also there, right? Yes. Seen some photograph. And Swami had said that this building was for his stay. In fact, built from the university side. The question was asked, why we are building such a building on the hilltop? It cannot be used for a hostel, it cannot be used for a college. Why is it required here? And administrative people will not come here. Vice Chancellor will not come here. Registrar will not come here. Then Baba said, this is for my stay. So that is how it was planned. The plan is exactly like Yajur Mandir in Prashant Trillium, little smaller. Only clock tower is different. You have different kind of towers there, domes and towers. Here the internal plan was same. So the building was, and Baba also evinced a lot of interest to come and see several times. In fact, just about a month before he got admitted to hospital, Swami said, I want to go to Muddehalli. But naturally he was, it was submitted to him, Swami, after your health improves, we will go. And then he got admitted to hospital. Before that, we had prepared plans for equipping it very well, for making it ready for Swami's stay. But it so happened that, Baba got admitted to hospital and we dropped our plans because all of us rushed to Puttaparthi. I was there continuously till Swami was there, I was there only. And therefore, we didn't do anything here. But after Swami gave up the body, we were all really concerned. And also had a feeling of disappointment that Swami never came to see this building, which was built for him at a very big cost actually. Swami spent a lot of money for this. The foundation itself took about 30,000 bags of cement because it's on a hill. And then it happened that we used to pray to Swami at least after you had your coffee. You had? No, you can have it actually. You can take it. No, you can have it. No problem. And then used to pray, Swami, please come. After left the body also, please come and stay here. So then this is what he told me in the dream. You want me to come and stay, but you are not equipped anything. I went there is no water in the taps, and no robe is kept for me. Now on 15th, that is on Guru Purnima day, I am coming here. You equip everything. I will select 2 boys, use them for service in my mandir, they sleep there only. And he gave me the names of 2 boys. That happened next day. And those boys were there in the college and we have put them on the job. We equipped everything. And he also said, the cot in my old mandir is little height. Our own college. You went to college to see our college? Here from here 2 boys were there. And then, he said, you feed all the 1,000 students and give clothes to all the 1,000 students. Tell them Swami has sent the clothes. But, I was wondering, see, 1,000 students' clothes means 3 to 4 lakhs minimum. And then Swami said in the dream itself, I will arrange for the clothes. And I woke up around 4 o'clock and wrote down all the contents. But I was not in a hurry to discuss with others because after all it was a dream. I thought it was a dream, maybe it is for me only. But at the same time there were general instructions that I should arrange the program here. In fact, I asked Swami in the dream, Swami, last 45 years I never missed a program in Puttaparthi.
You were telling something about the cot also.
Yeah. He said, no, cot is too high in this old place. This place. It's a factor. First time I saw, I felt it was high. Then he said it is high, therefore we reduce the height later. And then, yes.
45 years in Puttaparthi.
Yeah, 45 years I was been going there. Can I miss now? People will misunderstand me if I don't go there. Why Mr. Narasimhamurthy has not come? So he said, no, I am coming here, you stay here. There are people who will not bother.
That was the second dream?
On 10th. No, first dream only 10th. Second dream was only, he gave the names of 2 boys. Next day. And but on 13th I went to Puttaparthi, met all important people and told them this is what has happened. I will not be there on Guru Purnima day, please excuse me. And came back and organized. But what happened on 10th is important. So I had not shared the dream with anybody. I was just thinking whether I should share or not. But by 11 o'clock morning, within 7 hours after the dream, one of our old students came and he came and said, Swami has prompted me to bring 1,000 pairs of clothes for all the students.
How did Swami inform you?
That we don't know. He was prompted. He said, then I got, it got confirmed to me. I have to share this dream with everybody. It is for everybody, not for me. Because he had told me I will send the clothes, and he sent the clothes. So I shared it with others. We organized the program, distributed the clothes. But what Swami told me is that I am coming to stay here, keep one car also which is used by me here, and arrange a museum, one marble idol of Swami, one Ganesha black stone idol, and founder of this place, Madhyal Narayan Bhatt, is a bust, marble bust. All this, he has given clear instructions.
Did he particularly mention which car should be?
He didn't say, whatever I have used. So we are trying to get it on from what Swami has, Hitler car. It can be in Prashant Nilayam, it's where when he came to Delhi as you so or whichever is trying to get it put it. In the museum, put all the photographs of my visits to Mudyanhalli. He has visited 29 times. So all the photographs and the growth of this place. And this is a Tyagabhumi, land of sacrifice. You put the photographs of those who have served here previously and passed away. So with some write-ups. So all this is said. Now we are trying to go up the museum. On Thursdays, old bhajans. So Thursdays, public bhajans we hold, evenings. Tomorrow, evening 6 o'clock. So that's about the thing. No, it's much more. No, it's much more than interview because, see, even in interview, what happens? Swami will not give such instructions to any person for 40 minutes. He won't. See, because so many people are waiting for him outside. So many people are waiting for him outside, so that he is in a hurry to dispose you of. Even when we go for very important work of the university also, all the time his eye is outside. So what else? And we ask and he clears and we have to get up and come. This is much better actually. Yes. It was very clear, whatever I could ask, he had ample time for me. So that's it.
But did you ask some doubt regarding the 2 boys that he came the next day again, next night again, sorry?
That's why I asked him the next day when he appeared in my dream. Swami told me that he will select 2 boys and by Guru Purnima we have to put them in place. Then he gave me 2 names. Actually, one boy Abhinav, another boy by name Arvind. Big boys, they know singing. Swami said all this. So there is only one boy by name Abhinav in the 1,000 boys, among the 1,000 boys. And he belongs to the college and he knows singing also. So he is there. Another boy Arvind is there. There are few boys by that name, junior boys. College level there is only one boy, Arvind. Yes, big boy, yes. No, that is wrong actually. That is wrong. See what happened later on, much later after about a week. In my dream, Swami told me, you have kept robe, but you have not kept my inner wear. Now should I tell you everything? He asked. So really I was foolish. Because generally you wouldn't wear any inner wear, but when it was slightly cold, no, he would wear some thermal banyan and one cotton dhoti he would wear. So then I remember and requested one of our good friends who supplied clothes to Swami for last 20 years. Swami always wore those clothes. One person in Bangalore. And he said, tomorrow by 4 o'clock I'll keep them ready. You send somebody. So I sent one of my friends by name, one by my name, Ram Prasad. And he picked up the clothes. He said next morning he will hand over to him because he travels from Bangalore. Night he kept them in his home. And Vibhuti appeared on those clothes. See, that's what.
Another doubt, this has been circulating in the internet, about your dream.
Yeah.
And some people said that Swami also told you he'll be coming back after 10 years in the form of rain side. Is it a rumor again?
That's a rumor. He didn't tell me that at least. He didn't tell me. See, you have to serve for 20 more years. He has told me.
In the same dream itself?
Same dream, for 3 more. A lot of personal things he told me about my food and meditation and things like that. In that he told me, see, you have to serve for 20 more years. That much he has told me. The thing about his coming after 10 years. Yeah, see, what happened, I spoke about it as per Swami's instruction to students on Guru Purnima day here. And somebody transcribed it and put it on the internet.
Yeah.
See, that was originally going round.
Yeah.
And then I was requested put one authentic one written by you. I also put one.
Yeah.
So what exactly happened? Beyond that, whatever comes is wrong. It should be
So that is the same thing what Arvind has shared.
Huh?
Arvind
Arvind
Balasubramanian.
has shared my own.
So that he told me that is the total what is said by you. That is the unedited version.
That is the right thing.
What do you think of when Baba may come approximate? I mean, we don't
No,
know.
the point is he has not gone anywhere. That's what he told.
He not told anybody when.
No, point is, I have not gone anywhere. I am always with you. That's what he is saying.
He did.
So there is no question of going and coming.
In body form as a brain sign. My question.
I don't know.
Because some books it says that it is 2012, some books it says it is after he leaves
So the
8 years.
point is, in fact, see, as far as I am concerned, if Swami asks me, do you want Satsai or Prem Sai, I will say Satsai is enough for me. Because he has given us enough. What he has not given, I am not against Prem Sai. But what Swami has given is much more than enough. Why we want another Swami?
आपको तो बहुत you might have had
No,
several
आपको नहीं,
experiences.
सबको दिया, किसको नहीं दिया? See, I have not gone to Shirdi. I am not interested in going to Shirdi.
Shirdi का Baba ही form है, Baba ही.
Yeah, Swami only. But Satya Sai is enough for me. That's what I am saying. Whoever has seen Satya Sai, whoever has trusted him, believed in him, he has given him everything. Why do you want to see something else? That is my attitude. But if Prem Sai comes, definitely we will see.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would also request you for one more thing, please. In Vrindavan, when you had given this first speech,
Yeah.
we were there. And I just loved listening to that part, wherein Swami told you about Bhutia uncle's surgery.
Yes.
Please repeat that perhaps.
Wow.
I just enjoyed it so
Okay.
much. And
Okay. See, that happened in 2003. 10 days before Swami had his fall. Swami fell on June 3rd actually. In 23rd May this happened. We had returned from Kodaikanal and I told Baba because Mr. Bhutia was getting very frequent headaches. And I used to tell him, why not you go to our hospital and get checked up. He was very reluctant and very negligent. So finally I told Swami, Bhutia is having this problem. He is not going to hospital. Like, you complain to father. Then he said, you take him, now only you take him and get him checked up. So I took him to super specialty hospital. And there they were alarmed because there was some kind of concussion in the brain. Maybe he had a fall, he had hit the head somewhere. Nobody knows. They said,
Space occupied.
yeah. And there was fluid collection. Fluid collection also was there. So when Dr. Sridhar was there, surgeon, Dr. Hegde was not there on that day. He told me, sir, fluid needs to be drained immediately, otherwise it may create a problem. I went and told Swami. Swami said, you arrange the surgery tomorrow morning. Today you call all these people. Doctor, anesthetist, Dr. Sapaya, everybody you call here to Vrindavan. And Swami said you call them at 3 o'clock. And generally I would go to Mandir at 2:30. That day Swami has come down at 2 o'clock and sent word to me. I ran there and said, what you fellow, I wanted the doctors to come, why they have not come? I can't tell Swami you called them at 3 o'clock. I just kept sorry Swami, and I said I will go and call up. Swami said from here only you call up. So first time I pulled out my mobile from my pocket, and generally out of regard and reverence for Swami, we don't want to call up somebody on our mobile. You don't want to receive call also. But Swami said sit here and call up. So I called up. All of them said, sir, you said 3 o'clock. Sorry, please come immediately. All of them came. And before Swami, they came. Swami himself helped us to prepare some juice for all of them and asked us to keep it in the neighboring room, get it when they come. And Swami called them, talked to them in detail about the surgery, what is the risk factor and things like that. And finally, he said, tomorrow go ahead. And all of them were made to sit on sofa sets like this. Generally, in front of Baba, nobody would like to sit. And then, Bhutia brought that juice tray, and all of them had. And then, they kept those empty tumblers. After they left, Bhutia took all those empty tumblers and went out. I was all alone with Swami. I asked Swami, I told Swami how much care you take of your devotees. Then Swami said, in Telugu he said, Enta matramana evaru talachite anta matrame nenu. I am what you believe me to be. That's all.
Swami Bhattari, I mean,
No, that's what he said. What he meant is, Bhutia thinks that I am his father and mother, I have to take care. Bhutia thinks he is God, I am God, therefore I have to take care of him like a God. Suppose I think that Satsai Baba is only a saint, so he is only ordinary saint for me.
as you think that.
Suppose I think Satsai Baba is a fraud, he is a fraud. So I am what you think me to be.
As you think, Baba is good.
If you think I am God for you.
And he'll
If
show
you
you.
think I am a Mahatma, I am only a Mahatma for you.
And,
If you think that I am a magician, I am only a magician for you.
and he'll prove
That's
you
what
also
he
like
meant.
that.
Sir, another thing, regarding golden age,
Yeah.
what would you say, or what did Swami hint about golden age?
See, the point is, he has not given any date, but he has explained what is golden age. See, golden age is, most of the people in the world believe in God, they pursue the spiritual path, they love others, they don't hate others, they don't hurt others, they don't harm others. See, that is the golden age. He has given a glimpse of what it is, but he has not said when it is going to come. It depends on us only. See, what is that Swami has not told us? There are 45 volumes of Swami speeches. If people practice it, golden age will come immediately. Where are people practicing? See, that is the question. Also what happens? Avatar is the last warning of God to mankind. Every time it is like that. When Avatar comes, there is reason for us to rejoice. At the same time, there is reason for us to be circumspect also. Because last warning, because God comes as a human being and tells us, see, do this, don't do this. Suppose we continue to do what he tells don't do, naturally, we deserve some other kind of correction. See, like a parent, he tells you nicely, this is what you have to not do. Suppose you don't follow it, what will happen? See, naturally, father or mother will have to punish us. So I won't be surprised looking at the reaction and response of mankind to what Swami did. People are not practicing. Therefore, if some other kind of correction happens with, some catastrophes and things like that, I will not be surprised. Because we didn't listen to him. So who is taking Swami seriously?
And the one more thing. Now, HOP, lunar system, solar, according to solar, lunar, these are, we don't understand. Swami actually wanted to live 10 years old, approximately. Why did he leave his body
The
early?
point is,
Probably. But
if he wanted to live, he would have lived.
10 more years, 10, 11.
If he wanted to live. But as far as I think, he decided to live. That's why he left. And all his suffering, physical suffering, was because of is taking over the sufferings of his devotees and sins of men.
But then he said, no, I have not taken devotees something with that one. Swami used to say like that only. Just like
No. See, once he told me also. See, once when I was all alone with him, I prayed to him, Swami, what you have done to your body? He said, even if I tell you, you won't understand. But out of his compassion later he told me, this body has come for the emancipation of sins of mankind. Loka papa parihara ke liye aaya hai, he said it. So it has taken. Otherwise what is suffering? There is no suffering. And this is not only with Sai Baba. With Rama it was like that. With Krishna it was like that. Shirdi Baba was like that. Ramakrishna Paramsa was like that. Ramana Maharshi was like that. Ramakrishna Paramsa did not eat for last 5 months because he had throat cancer. And when somebody asked him, he told also, I have taken over the sins of all my devotees. That is why this is there. But I am not suffering, he said. I am happy. But body is suffering.
Swami wasn't in pain.
What?
You would say Swami also was not in pain.
He always said, I am all right. I am happy. But only the body was undergoing the suffering.
Ramakrishna Paramahansa was also incarnation of God, you believe.
He was a yoga avatar. Yoga. He came to teach yoga. Ramana Maharshi came to teach yoga. Swami was Purna avatar, like Krishna.
So another thing, Swami's last word.
Swami's last words in the hospital.
Yeah.
See what happened. Dr. Venugopal came from Delhi to check Swami. It should be on probably 1st or 2nd of April, I think. 2nd of April. And he asked Swami, where does it pain? He kept quiet. Swami didn't answer. Then this Venugopal asked Satyajit, Satyajit, please find out from Swami where it pains so that we can investigate. Satyajit asked Swami in his ear. Swami, Dr. Venugopal is asking where he pains. Swami said, it is no pain for me. I am happy. నాకు ఎట్టి బాధ లేదు. I don't have any kind of pain. నేను హాయిగా ఉన్నాను. I am blissful. These are his last words.
So they say that Satyajit, Swami actually called Satyajit on the last day.
And then 2 days before leaving body.
Just leaving before.
2nd April was.
See, he was totally unconscious towards last few days. In dream, Satyajit told me that Swami told him something when he was there, when he was in the hospital, when he slept. In dream, Swami told him something. That's what he has told.
Something on a personal level.
Personal nature.
So what about Satyam Shivam Sundaram? How did Swami get you to write down?
No, what happened? Actually, about the last volume you are talking or first volume?
No, I mean after Kasturi.
So Kasturi, what happened? Next 25 years, biography was not written. Kasturi wrote till 1980. Till 1980 he wrote. Until 2005, no biography was published. No biography was published till 2005. And what happened in 2003, our publication committee for writing Satyam Shivam Sundaram, with Swami's blessings. Swami gave blessing to have this committee discuss. So 5 people were on the committee. I was also on the committee. And in the committee it was decided that I would write the Satyam Shivam Sundaram. After that Baba told me, he blessed me and said, you write. That's how it
So
happened.
did he give any specific instruction or any directions how should you write or what should
Not
you write?
exactly. Once in a way I have clarified.
Uh-huh.
See, I have gathered material from a lot of devotees, a lot of places. Whenever I got a doubt, I went to Baba and clarified. There are 2 things, 2 opinions about something. What is correct? He has told me what is correct, what is wrong. So that I wrote 5th and 6th with that kind of thing. But when I wrote 7th, actually Swami was not that interacting with anybody generally.
Yeah.
So how many
So-
volumes did he ask you to write?
The point is, 8 will be the last,
Okay.
which I am going to write from 2002 to 2011.
11.
That's going to be the last.
Okay.
That's not going to be
Mm-hmm.
8 1.
Okay.
So now you are on your way to Patti or what?
On way to Bharti, yeah.
Huh?
One more thing we want to add. In my last thing, we had never much interaction with Swami except few words. So last time we called doctors in the so he told that there's some problems, everybody has got some person now. He said, don't worry, to myself, to my wife. Don't worry at all. So it means that it's a blessing or something.
100%. Don't worry means you
And
should
you
stop.
should not worry.
See, don't worry means you should stop worrying.
But he will take
Which we
care.
generally don't do, no? See, Swami has told me any number of times, don't worry.
It means he will take care.
Yeah, he will take care. See, what it means is we have to surrender. The problem is, there will never be a time when we will not have problems.
Always.
See, after all, we are human beings.
Yeah.
Physical problems, mental problems, all kinds of problems will come. But we have to surrender to Him, saying that whatever happens, happens by your will. So I take it. I am happy with whatever happens. That is how, worries will cease. Otherwise, worries will never cease. Always monkey mind, Swami says. It keeps on doing wrong things.
And during the end years, why did Baba speak so less? He did not interact with anybody. I mean,
No,
even in
point
crowd.
is, I tell you, he played his human role to perfection.
Correct.
One is age, and then some physical handicaps also. So naturally, like old people, when you are bothered by some physical handicaps, you won't speak.
Uh-huh.
That's all I would think. And other time, there's one thing which had happened long back in 2000. See, he used to give discourses for Dasara.
Correct.
And that time he said, I'm not going to give discourses.
Okay.
I asked him why. He said, I have said enough. People are not practicing. What is the use of my telling?
Correct.
And finally on Vijayadashmi day, he broke his silence and said, I am going to speak. In fact, I translated that discourse.
Okay.
There he said, what is the use of my talking? You people don't listen, don't practice anything I say. And what is the use of my talking? There is value for my words, he said. Maybe that reason also he didn't speak towards them.
Which year he said this?
2000.
2000.
It is published in Satyam Sundaran. Sorry,
Satyam
Satyam
Speaks.
Speaks, I think 41 or 40 volume it is published. If you refer to Satyam Speaks, 2000 discourses, Usme Hai. Vijayadashmi day he said this. All these days I didn't speak because no use of my speaking because you people don't listen, don't practice anything. Why should I speak?
And sir, out of so many innumerable experiences you've had, which is the most touching one that you would, probably quote? Something that really
Swami
touched you.
came to see me twice when I was unwell in my room. One was a room here behind this. That was in 1982. I had broken my leg.
Muttanali, sir.
When I was here,
Yeah.
while playing volleyball, I broke my leg. And he came to see me. He said, I just came to see you.
Okay.
And again in Vrindavan, in 2000, on 6th of April, I was down with my back pain. And he walked into my room, climbed the stairs and walked into my room. So these I think are very touching moments for me, as per personal experiences.
There's another thing that I've heard. I don't know whether it's rumor again or it's a genuine story, but I would like you to clarify please. In one of the hostels, I don't know whether it was Vrindavan or Patti again, there was a student who was, this happened long time back, there was a student who stayed very close to Swami for 2 years, and then he used to go to pubs and all midnight, and he used to come back and then Swami told that this was because of his previous birth karma.
Maybe it could have happened because so many things which Swami has done, I don't know. It could have happened, and boys also do that now. Therefore, both are possible.
And since Baba has left, there are a lot of photographs which are doing the rounds showing that Baba is walking out of their samadhi and out of the coffin and standing next to coffin. And
these days, with animation and all kinds of computer tricks,
computerized Photoshop.
anything is possible. I really don't know. I've seen Swami only in dream.
Correct.
I have not seen him physically.
And what would you say to the messages that are circulating? People say that Swami has given me this message to spread across the world.
Could be true also. I don't know. Since I saw one letter which supposed to have fallen out of a photograph of Swami. Handwriting is resembling.
Yeah.
Which place, sir?
But the
Huh?
signature.
Which place?
Delhi,
Okay.
some place it came out. I
Uh-huh.
think you have a copy now.
Okay. 1580, I think.
Let's depend on it.
So that handwriting is resembling Swami's handwriting. I don't know. It's a very good message, not a bad message. He says, I have not gone anywhere. Don't worry, practice my teachings and spread this message so that everybody is happy. That kind of message. Nothing else.
Okay.
But there's no surety, like, whether it's actually...
See, point is it's a question of faith. Even about my dream, many people may not believe. See, it is left to them. But as far as I am concerned, that is the truth. And people who believe me will believe it. Otherwise, they don't believe. I don't mind. It is individual. And also people who believe it will feel assured that Swami is there. He has not really gone anywhere. He will help us. That way.
Even everything he knew, our past also, everything he was omniscient, nothing
He knows everything.
about everybody.
100%. There is no doubt of it.
So
Otherwise, how is he God? He is not God.
correct.
Only his body is not there. He is there. See, Krishna also 7 days before he left the world, he knew everybody would die. All Yadavas would die. And he called Uddhava and told him, see, within 7 days, I won't be there in the world. See, all Yadavas, young people are going to leave the world. But you have to continue to live for me. Yourself and my great-grandson, by name Vajra, son of Aniruddha, my grandson. You will live as a symbol of my spiritual glory, and he will live as a symbol of my political idealism. Therefore, take this small kid and leave this place and go away, go to Hastinavati and hand him over to Dharmaraja, he told him. And Uddhava started crying, see, how can I live without you? He said, time has come, this body is worn out, I have to drop it, but I will not go anywhere, number one. Secondly, people call me omnipresent. I am omnipresent. People call me omniscient. I know everything. People call me omnipotent. I can do anything, but one thing I cannot do is that is, whoever loves me from the depth of their heart, I can't leave him or her and go. That's one thing I cannot do. I will never do. Whoever believes in me and loves me, I am sitting in their heart all the time and speak to them. This is what he said. Same thing with Baba also. Same thing Shirdi Baba also said now. When Damu Anna prayed to Shirdi Baba, Swami, because Swami told him, I am going to leave this body. He said, if we leave the body, we will all become orphans. What will happen to us? He said, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, when you think of me, I am with you. And my samadhi, bones in my samadhi will look after your welfare. When I am gone, my samadhi will talk to you. No, I am talking.
Speak to you and
I
take
won't
care
go
of
in.
you. My bones will walk and talk to you.
See, all this is a question of faith. You believe, he is there. You don't believe, he is not there. That's it.
Right.
This is about God also like that. You don't believe, he is not there for you.
So over the years, did you experience or did you come across a miracle at your personal level, where you felt the omnipresence, omnipotent?
I didn't know the book.
Okay, can
I've written in one book,
Uh-huh.
actually, up to my experiences, and then Satyam Shivam Sundaram, 5, 6, 7, all of them contain some of my experiences.
Okay,
You
okay,
have to read it.
okay. So any one of the experience which you have either shared, which you want to share, or you have not shared in the book, which is very personal and
So there, which we have not shared. Thank you. Thanks. Please give the address. Pass the receipt.
Yeah, we just pass the receipt right here. Can just get
Address
1 second, I'll just get a piece of paper.
What I have not shared, I will not share. Because I have not shared for some reason.
correct.
What I have shared, I have spoken in many places and I have written also. But a lot of amazing experiences. See, most amazing if you want to
Yeah.
ask me, I have written in 5th volume of Satyam Shivam Sundaram. A boy, who died, declared dead by doctors in the General Hospital in Puttaparthi. he came and revived it.
Okay, okay. Oh, so I have read that
That is
experience.
1985.
Yeah, I read that.
Yeah, I have read that experience.
In 1985,
Uh-huh.
October I think it happened.
Mm-hmm.
One early morning, 3 o'clock, I was warden there, and one Narayan Sharma, he was a research scholar,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a chronic asthma patient.
Okay.
He collapsed,
Mm-hmm.
and body turned almost blue.
Okay.
He rushed him to the hospital. I didn't go. I sent somebody with him.
Okay.
And there, Dr. Shanta was there, a duty doctor. She declared him dead because pulse had stopped, body had become cold, and there was no sign of life actually. And then Dr. Chari was superintendent at the time came. And naturally, out of great anxiety, he went to Swami around 5 o'clock in the morning and told Swami that he is dead. But what Swami did, he said he gave vibhuti and told him apply on his chest. He didn't tell him he is not dead.
Mm-hmm.
But you apply on his chest, that's what he told. And then, I went after learning from the doctors that he was dead. I went and both Dr. Shanta and Dr. Chari told me that the boy is dead. As warden, I had to report to Swami. I went to Swami around 6 or 6:30, and I was very scared also to tell Swami that one of the students is dead in the hostel. I was warden. No?
You are the asthmatic patient, sorry, I didn't try.
1985.
Asthma, you are asthma, bronchitis.
Asthma. I returned in fifth volume. And then Baba, when I went and told him, he said he is not dead. And he asked, Radhakrishna was there at that time driving. He told him to prepare a cup of coffee and put it in a hot flask and gave me, go and make that boy drink. Because it was Baba, I took it and came and told Dr. Shanta, see, Swami tells us, feed this to that boy. And she looked at me and she didn't say anything. She went, how can it be possible, the boy is dead? And I said, Baba, I said that. And we are waiting. Suddenly, the body was covered with a white cloth and toe was outside the bedsheet. Suddenly the toe moved. We were alarmed. And then, slowly started breathing. All the normal parameters came back. Then I told him in his ear, see, Baba has sent coffee. And spoon after spoon, he started. Then Baba came.
You were dead for 8, 9 hours, 7, 8 hours.
No, we admitted him to hospital only at 3 a.m. I went there only at about 5:30 or so after doctors told me that you are dead.
Declared death around.
Dead. And some of our students were there with him.
So when did you come back to offer coffee to remember?
6 o'clock I went to Baba, then came back and feeding him coffee. Then Baba came with Chakravarti and V.K. Narasimhan. And he came and told him, the fellow was slowly opening his eyes. Hey, what boy, everybody told me you are dead and you are alive, he said. And then, he created some kind of chocolate-like thing and asked him to eat. And he started sipping that. And then Baba asked the doctors, what, you declared him dead, he is alive. And they said, Swami, you are God, you can do anything. Do you have that faith, Baba? Yes, Swami, we have that faith. Then Baba said he had died. I brought him back. And then told them, and also he materialized 3 bottles with some kind of tablets and gave them and told them, you administer all this. Put him on hydrocortisone drops, he said. Hydrocortisone drops, put him on the drops.
That is
And
deadly
evening you can discharge him from the hospital. I will go to hospital, he said.
Baba talked to her.
Oh, so Baba gave the name of
Then
that
what
drops.
happened? On hearing that boy had died, a lot of boys came. They were all really gathered outside. But Swami came now. Swami looked through the window and told me, you go and tell them what has happened. They are thinking he is dead. He is not dead. You go there. So I went and told boys this is what.
Mr. Kawan के साथ भी ऐसा वो बुक से पढ़ा Kawan पुराना
Cohen.
brought it back
Dr.
to
Kawan, yeah. About him also I have written in the, I think 6th volume it is there. About that.
वो तो
So you read those books.
Yeah.
You're in Bangalore?
Here I am in Bangalore.
Where do you stay in Bangalore?
I stay in C.V. Ramanagar.
But the quiet of both surprising is after it happened in your presence only that this boy came back to life.
A lot of things.